Hey guys, uh, I did my good deed for the day. I try to do good deeds, random acts of kindness throughout the whole year, like I've said before, not just on Christmas or whatever. And I'm going down the road and I see a red car that has an issue with the windshield. It's got I don't know if the person had an accident, but she was walking away from the vehicle. On the shoulder, she's sweating like crazy because it's hot out here. And something told me, girl, go back and make sure she's okay. So I found a safe place to turn around, went back and asked her, I said, are you okay? And she said, no, can you call the police? And of course, I can't really call them unless I know what I'm calling them for, right? But she said, well, then can you take me? Okay, can you take me to my car because he's walking away? So what happened was she ended up with I can't say another because I don't know her history, but she ended up with a dude that, a lot of times they won't show their tail until you're in a vulnerable position or they perceive you to be in a vulnerable position. And they got into an argument, which is where they start acting the worst. And he chucked her phone in the woods. I guess she said, I'm calling the police. And he's like, you ain't calling no damn body. And he threw her phone. So he figures, I got you pulled over on the side of the road. I chucked your phone. You can't call for help. And she's like, screw this. I'll just start walking. And I turned around, I asked her, did you need help and everything? And help, told her, be careful coming across the road because it's kind of like a highway in a way, even though it goes through town. And I said, can you make it to my car? And she did. And she got in. She said, I can't stand control freaks. I said, what happened? She said, he took my phone and we got into an argument and he threw my phone in the woods. And then he started walking away. When he realized that she actually had help and support, he's like, oh, this is not what I signed up for. He started walking away from her vehicle. And she said, can you just take me to my car because he's walking away? And I said, okay. So I took her to her car and I jumped in big sis mode. I said, don't you let him back in your car. Those words just popped out of my mouth before I could stop him. Don't let him back in your car. She said, I'm not. I said, okay. And that was that. But he feel like, you're going to be at my mercy because I took the only thing that you have that's going to help rescue is your phone. And you don't have a phone, so you're going to be totally reliant on me. No, that's where you're wrong because women have got to stick together. I'm not worried about my safety or anything like that. If he had a weapon and I knew he had a weapon, that'd be a different story. But you know what? Look here. God ain't taking me until he's ready. He's not taking me until he's ready. I'm not going to not interfere. If I have a way to help another sister I've been through shit like that. Not where my phone was thrown, but I almost had to jump out the window to escape somebody who would not leave my house. Honey, I could write a book. So if you see somebody in a crisis, if there's any way that you could safely help them, especially a sister, because these dudes are something else out here. It's the wild, wild west. So far as we gonna do what the hell we want to do when we want to do it. No. That is where you are wrong, Mr. Man, crazy bird. And I'm sure he's 1,000% disappointed because he didn't anticipate somebody rescuing her. He figured, hey, you at my mercy. And she's like, I don't care if it's 600 degrees in the heat. I will walk to get help. And I'm like, not if I'm around, you ain't. We got to stick together. And for women that are dealing with men that are hypersexual, they can't stop banging other people, cheating on you and whatnot. Instead of getting mad at that other young lady, you need, instead of getting mad at her, whoever he's cheating with, you don't take that up with the other young lady. You take it up with your man because your man is the one that can't control himself. You want to whoop her, I'll beat her ass, and she don't know, and that's my man. I don't play that. Are you nuts? Are you freaking nuts? You go after him, and you don't even go after him. You cut his ass loose. You got hyperactive dick syndrome. You can't keep your pecker in your pants. No problem, sir. No problem, sir. We're done. And I'm blocking you on my phone because I don't want to hear all your excuses and 1,000 kabillion reasons why it's not what you think, and you're paranoid and There's nothing to discuss. And I asked her when I dropped her off at her car, I said, did he cause an accident with your car? She said no. So apparently her windshield was like that already. I didn't know if he crashed her car on purpose or what, but he didn't. Her car was like that. But I feel good that I was able to help her. I mean, we got to stick together. All we have is each other. Majority of these men out here are nuts. And killing women left and right, hurting them left and right. It don't take much for somebody to take you out of here. If they push you a certain way and you hit your head just right, or the wrong way, I should say, you start bleeding on the brain, you may not come back from it. We have got to have each other's back. We got to stop being jealous. She thinks she's all that. She's prettier than me. She thinks she's all that. I'll whoop her ass. You know what? That mean girl shit, we got to leave that in high school. And truth be told, you shouldn't be doing it in high school either, because there's nothing good that comes out of that. You're expending a lot of energy for no reason. That's not going towards anything positive. You spending all this time hating somebody, they ain't even thinking about you. They moving on with their life. They're doing what they got to do. They ain't thinking about you. You're exerting all this energy and putting all that stress on your body for what? I ain't got time to be worried about that. Who's, prettier than me, and she thinks she's all that, and she's trying to take my man. Let me give you some sound advice. If you that paranoid about losing your man, he ain't your man in the first place. If you could lose him in a blink of an eye, somebody walked by or said hello to you, and all of a sudden your man's gonna run off with her in the sunset, girl, he wasn't yours from jump. Okay, let Big Sissy tell you, he ain't worth it. Life is way too short. It's a lot shorter than you think it is. And nobody got time for foolishness. We ain't got no time for that. I love y'all. If there's any way that you can help somebody who could be in a crisis, even if you want to just buy them a coffee, they look sad or they look stressed out, you want to buy them a coffee or whatever it is, let's do more random acts of kindness, because this world has been filled with hatred for the past several years. And even though things are kind of changing, it seems like everywhere you turn, our rights are being taken away, and certain people are putting their foot on our fucking neck for no real reason. We got to love each other. We got to put more love in the world, because when you love God, and God is all about love, he pours that into you. And when he pours that into you, you go ahead and give that to somebody else, who will give it to somebody else, who will also pay that forward. We got to combat hate with good. We got to combat hate with good. Enough is enough is enough. Enough. That's enough. So anyway, y'all take care. Much love. If somebody is in need and there's any way you can help them, let's do it, because nobody else has our back. We got to have each other's back. I love y'all. Take care. Bye.